Hello, is this on? Hi YouTube, here is Krystian from Trace 5.
And Clusterfox.
And welcome to the top cut of the German nationals. There are some final things being checked, and we are about to begin. This is the first round of the top cut, top 16 from the German nationals. Steffi from Reina on the left side, and Marcellus from Trace 5, and from Hamburg, on the right side. We have Reina, which is now the core set identity of the Anarchs. Her ability is that the first card rest, the first ice rest, is one credit more expensive for the corporation. And Marcellus is playing Argus. How does that work again?
When an agenda is stolen.
Mm-hmm. The first agenda is stolen. Every.
It's every agenda that's stolen. Mm. The runner has to choose between either taking 2 meat damage or a tag.
Okay. So, kind of like a killy kind of deck.
Generally, they either look at their hand and say, okay, these cards aren't necessary. I'll just take the damage, which is something that happens a lot in Anarchs. But on the other hand, we know that it's a Nexus deck, so you don't want to lose that Nexus.
That's right. You want to get it out as quickly as possible.
Or they just take the tag and then clear it. But either way, it's taxing.
Sometimes you just don't have the time to clear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the last click, and you are forced into running on the last click. And it's
Krystian, I don't know if you know this, but it's a good strategy not to run last click.
They almost made a podcast about it, I heard.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know if Marcellus is playing any snares?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. But yeah, we're getting confirmation that he's playing snares. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Would have been nice to have the deck list.
Yeah. No, it's not that kind of level of. All right, so they're still waiting. Oh man, this is like killing me. We have to fill all this dead air. So this room inside there is getting really stuffy. It's like a really tiny room filled with 16 players who are all very nervous. Yeah. And it's going to stay that for at least 2 rounds, because that's when the first people are going to actually exit this room. So certainly everybody is really, really excited. And especially after yesterday, because, after 7 rounds of Swiss.
And the people who were here on Friday and played 5 rounds of Swiss in the King of Servers as well.
Yeah, and I haven't played anything. I'm still my head is pumping. It's like,
You're dreaming of Netrunner.
No, it's like, you stay up, you wake up in the morning, you go here, and then you play, and you stay here the entire day, and, in late evening you go back home, you just go to bed immediately and just wake up, and, it's another full day of Netrunner. After 3 days it really wears you down.
It does.
But Marcellus was really as he always is, really cheerful. It's like it seems like it doesn't faze him at all. So
I think it's
maybe it's a beer.
Yeah, it's a beer. He did go to bed on time yesterday as well, so that's it. I stayed out until 2 in the morning playing Netrunner. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, here's the handshake.
There we go.
Here's the handshake. No small talk anymore. Now the game begins. Oh, I guess this is a mandatory. No, this is they're drawing up the cards and deciding if they're gonna mulligan now.
Yes. Looks like Marcellus has a bit of ice.
Yeah. Okay. He decides to. Both decide to keep it. Mandatory draw, and Stahl in front of R&D and getting 2 credits. Yep, that's gonna be the first round. First turn. So as Reina, you might want to maybe check HQ. Or you might want to face check that card.
It depends. If it's a barrier, then that's fine.
Yeah. Oh,
there we go.
That's employee strike, canceling his ability, so she can dirty laundry on his HQ, maybe steal an agenda. Now, there we go. But it's not the best agenda in the world. It's just a stand-up for 0 points. But at least he won't be able to score it, which would potentially give him a lot of credits.
Does anybody know if Marcel is playing archers?
I would be surprised if he's playing the standoff, but no archers, right? That's kind of like a.
Could be Tithonium.
Oh yeah, that's well. Maybe both. Why not both? Okay, another dish around you on HQ.
Wow.
And that is going to be an IPO, which we're going to probably see very, very soon again. But it's good that Steffi is up on 10 credits. depending on what Marcel's kill strategy is. He has punitive, you said, right?
Yes, he has punitive in the deck.
Yeah, so she probably want to make a lot of money, and so does Marcellus.
Just credit IPO? Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like?
Yeah, that's what it looked like, yeah. Steffi's drawing up some cards on her turn. And daily casts. So that's something that was a kind of second daily cast. Yeah, that's something I was amazed by when I saw her deck. Like, she makes so much money.
This is crazy economy.
It's obscene. It doesn't look like there's no trick to it. She just has a bunch of economy cards in there, and that's it.
Opening with 2 dirty laundries and then 2 daily casts. Pretty good.
Yep, that's a.
As long as she doesn't run now, then.
Yeah, she can just wait it out, and she will be swimming in those credits. And mandatory draw for Marcellus.
That looks like another IPO.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a Plutonium. Installing it as a remote server, I think. Oh, no.
Oh.
Protecting HQ. And there's the IPO.
So does that signal that he's holding agendas?
I see an Archive Memories on hand.
Ah.
Otherwise, nothing else. Nothing stands out. It's kind of difficult to see, of course, from this perspective. Maybe. I don't think Reina has any kind of like HQ punishment per se. Like, she does have Maxwell James, though.
Aha.
And we are playing after old Maxwell James rules, where it's way more powerful.
It's the new most wanted list, but it's the old fact without the Maxwell James errata.
Right, because the Maxwell James errata came like 2 days out before this tournament was announced, and in Germany we always want to give some players some time before the actual tournament begins.
Yeah, making people change their decks 2 days in advance would have been...
Yeah, that would be pretty harsh. So we have data folding out. Again, like, we saw run econ, we saw drip econ, now there's even more drip econ. This deck is just
money for days.
Money for days indeed. I mean, that's a good, safe way to play Netrunner. Just like make tons of money and you're probably fine. And there you go.
Mr. Phones.
There's Mr. Phones.
Hello, this is Credit.
No click though. No second link, I mean. So it doesn't give her any credits yet.
No.
Marcellus shoring up his HQ. Wow, maybe communicating even more so that there's something on HQ. Oh, there's a hard-hitting news on hand.
So as long as she keeps the credit lead, she should be fine. But I would assume that Nexus is going to come down pretty soon to get the extra link for Underworld contacts.
You have to assume that, she knows for sure that hard-hitting news is a possibility against this deck, so I think she will be extra careful about running now. On the other hand, like, it's like if you have 8 credits, you're fine, right? So you can remove the tags, and he probably doesn't have like a judge or something, does he?
I don't think so, no. Doesn't feel like a Marcellus card. It's too much setup.
Yeah.
Just be able to.
He's more like a I want to win now kind of person. All right, so that is a turning wheel.
And that looked like an Atlas.
Oh, install advance. That's now the race begins. Alright, so she gets 4 credits from the daily casts.
And 1 credit from the data folding.
And the question is if she will contest that Atlas. Atlas with a token is kind of like very powerful, because that will allow Marcel to get any cards that he needs to kill her.
Yes. The Netrunner Swiss Army knife.
You could call that, yes. Okay, so she's really considering her next move right now. Drawing more cards. And there's Maxwell James. And that's...
An Archivist.
What does that do again?
When a security or initiative agenda is scored, it's a Trace 1, I think, or a Trace 3. And that isn't an initiative or security agenda, unfortunately.
Okay.
And if the runner wins the Trace, they get a bad pub.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And it also gives you a link.
Wow. Oh, yeah, so that's now activates the Mr. Phones.
Yes, it does. And also Maxwell James. So she's at 3 link now because Reina has 1 link of her own.
Ah, right. Maxwell James also is. Okay, sweet. So that's really great because that means that... that's great also for Marcel because he scored an agenda with an Atlas token. So, oh wow,
Here we go.
She runs on... Oh, wow, Marcellus
threw it
threw
away.
away. Oh.
And the closed account.
A lot of tag management out, so that means that Marcellus will be going for like a just rush strategy.
either that or a punitive one, but I don't think he can outmoney Reina at this point.
Yeah, like with over 20 credits now, and now she plays the
Mining accident.
Mining accident. I think she gets a bad pub for that, right? Marcellus decided not to pay it?
No.
No, there's a bad pub there. It's kind of funny how we transitioned to runners keeping track of the bad pub instead of the corporations. Yeah. Like recently I was editing some games, I realized, wait a minute, the corporations get the bad pub.
It's when you play on Jinteki the same thing, like, hey, where's my bad pub? Oh, it's on the corporation side.
Oh, man. Alright, so Steffi is considering her move, I think. Oh no, it's Marcel's turn. Installing, maybe jamming another engine in there? Let's see.
I think Steffi is trying to get her breakers out now.
Yep, so there's I Had Worse to draw more cards. Yeah, that's kind of like a big problem. There's no tutor for the Security Nexus show, so she has to rely on just drawing like a madman.
Yep.
Or like a mad woman in this case.
It's a gamble.
Even more money. It's crazy how much this deck makes.
There's another Mr. Phones.
Yeah. So now she will be getting 3 credits per on every turn. Oh,
an EMP device. Oh, and Marcellus has to read what it does.
Spicy deck, spicy. So wait, so I don't know myself how that works.
So for those who don't know, it's a hardware, and when you initiate a run, you can trash it, and then you can make sure that the corp is only allowed to res 1 piece of ice during the run.
Ooh, that's really good. But also look at this. Marcel scored out the Kronos project, which means
the protocol.
That's right. So this means that her archives was completely destroyed, removed from the game, and there were some breakers in there.
Were there?
Yeah, at least one MK Ultra was removed from the game. So this might be a huge problem for Steffi because she kind of relies on having the breakers on there. She can only the Nexus can get her through just 1 ice, and the rest has to be taken care of with the Anarch breakers. So that kind of could be a decisive score for Marcellus here. But there's a Nexus. Okay, so at least R&D is something that she can attack now.
So Marcellus, I don't know what kind of cards he's playing that could bait out a run. The problem is, if he installs anything in that remote, Steffi can always get in.
Yeah, because she has the EMP device, right?
Yes. So that's a snare.
That would be pretty good. But also, she has to check it, right?
Firing the snare would put Marcellus at 2 credits, though.
Yeah. No, he has 12.
A 12?
No, I mean
5s?
14. No, 15. I mean, there's 5s on the right side there. Yeah, I think that's in his credit pool. So she runs on there and she fires the EMP device. No res.
It's a
you
snare.
Called it.
Ooh, divide and conquer and 2 more breakers.
That's good. 2 breakers in a pile. That's what she wanted to some extent. Divide and conquer would have been nice to actually get actually play, but
there's a guy in our meta who plays it, and it's pretty good.
If
you played it in the right deck, then it is expensive.
Yeah, and it's also a good returning bill.
That is.
You can decide where the counters go. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so that's gonna be a. Oh wow! So there's a consulting visit for an arc lockdown and removing which record did he remove?
It was the the Black Orchestra, I think.
So I think she might not have any Black Orchestras left in her deck, so Code Gates might be difficult for her to deal with. Whoops.
That was a nice play. It was mean, but it was nice.
I mean, it's Wayland, What do you expect? And then installing something on that server again. Steffi draws with her first card. Click. Draws more. And runs on R&D. I think that's a good choice here right now. Sees an Enigma. Like R&D is she can run R&D every turn. It's fine. It's just 1 ice. Even if Marcellus reses it, but he doesn't. Funny enough. I mean, he's just down to say 7 credits. There's just not much he can res.
And with all the economy that Reina or that Steffi has, she can always win the Trace with Security Nexus.
That's true.
It's a Trace 5, and she has
the best Trace.
Yes, it is. It's very true. It's Trace 5. She has 3 links, so Only has to pay 2 credits if the corp doesn't boost.
Indeed, yeah. She's definitely way ahead in economy, so that won't be a problem. The question is what Marcellus will be doing. Wow.
What did he get back?
He arc lock down.
Oh dear.
He is aggressively destroying those breakers. Oh, he didn't play it. He just discarded. Okay. So he might be playing it next turn to remove the second breaker that was discarded on the... Oh, that's the score. Finally. So actually the second agenda for Steffi, but the first point. Run again. Okay, that's a hedge fund.
Was it a hedge fund?
I think it was. And now the second bet pub for Steffi. Woo. That economy though.
Yeah.
But
this feels like a shaper deck.
Yeah, it's kind of. It feels also kind of like a criminal deck because she's so rich. Back when Aaron Maron was a thing,
yeah,
I would probably say.
It's Secret Sunny.
Yeah, that's that as well. It's like every deck rolled into one. And there's the hedge fund that he just drew. Yeah, there's an archer on hand.
Aha, that's going to be tricky to get through.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Nexus will take care of it.
That's true. But if there are 2 archers,
that's true.
Then you're pretty screwed.
Indeed. Another archer on top of R&D. And then running on HQ. And now maybe Marcellus will res something. He checks the thing. He decides not to? Or maybe he does?
He's contemplating whether or not it's worth it.
Do you think there's agendas on hand? Checks his archives. Her archives.
Which breaker haven't I removed from the game yet?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. He's playing kind of like a very Scorp type of strategy. Okay, he does rest out. Wow.
There's the archer.
The third archer now. So all the archers are accounted for. That's something that Steffi doesn't know. She just saw 2, but still. So security nexus trace. The question is if Steffi will continue. Because you have to think that he rests it so he can rest the second ice as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't a Tithonium. Oh, he wouldn't rest it now.
It is a Tithonium.
You think so?
We saw him put it on the remote earlier and then change it to put it on.
Yeah. So she jacked out because we saw her draw a card, so she didn't fall for this rules. He could have rested with like 9 credits because he still has enough credits, and that would have really destroyed her board state.
That would have probably been the nail in the coffin.
Oh, look.
It's a City Orcs project.
Dang. So that would be like 4 damage if she counters it, plus the ability of...
yes, it's 2 damage to steal plus 1 damage for each advancement counter on it.
So it's basically eat a snare.
It is. And I don't know... Have we seen a restricted card yet from Steffi?
I'm not sure. She doesn't inject here, so get more cards perhaps. Another inject. Oh.
There's the orchestra and the paperclip.
Oh, that's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. Some really good breakers in here. Okay, so yeah, she has to run now, right?
I think so.
That inject was maybe her, and she can take no, she cannot do the Maxwell James, right? Because she would have to run on HQ first, and that would probably eat up her
clicks,
Nexus.
Yeah, I don't know what you do here.
You have to run. Yeah. No rest. No rest.
Oh.
Okay. Gives up the 3-pointer. And so I guess she will keep those cards and then discards the rest. Okay. So what do we see here?
Turning wheel.
I had worse, so she draws up.
That's nice. And the agenda, of course.
Mm-hmm. So Steffi at 4 points, Marcellus still at 2 points. He's not in position to do any kind of punitive though, so I kind of like weird that he didn't rest anything. What's his follow-up? I guess he wants to go for like destroying all the breakers. He still hasn't played the Arc Lockdown, right?
Yes, he's still holding on to it.
So maybe he was waiting for all the breakers to land in their discard pile and fire it again.
That's a pretty risky plan though, because Steffi is now.
There we go. What does he remove?
Paperclip, I would assume.
Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, the paperclip.
Paperclip. Are 2? No, there's just 1. We haven't seen what kind of... I think there might have been a paperclip before, so this could potentially mean that all the paperclips are gone. running on
And Whale
R&D
love their
again.
barriers.
I mean, but this was a huge win for Steffi. Like the 3-pointer is like puts her so much so far forward. And you know, especially against Argus, like you want to have beefy agendas. If the Argus ability fires, you want to have an ability that kind of like you want to score few agendas and win the game. All right, so Marcellus replaces some ice on R&D. Is the strike still going?
Yes.
Okay. When did she play this?
Unless... Oh, hang on. This may have been missed, or she had to have played a second one.
No, the first one that she played was removed for sure. She had to play the second one.
So we just missed when she played it.
Okay.
But Marcellus hasn't scored since, so...
Ooh, is that a sapper? This might be a sapper. Wait a minute, she can trigger the...
She can trigger Nexus on it,
Yeah,
yes.
Wow, that's
spicy.
That's super spicy. Imagine.
What's happening?
This was so close. Well, she doesn't have any breakers installed, so that's fine.
Oh, and we're doing a turning wheel deck.
Yes, I'm gonna go deep now. So that's a Thetronium. That is a PO. That is a
Hunter Seeker.
That's
He's all in on removing
this
things.
This is a spicy Argus deck. There's it has everything and the kitchen sink. Okay, drawing the Thetronium.
Yeah, once he gets that Hunter Seeker,
I mean, yeah, he could get rid of the
Nexus.
Oh dang! And she discarded already one of them. So how many does she have? 3, do you think? Oh,
I don't know.
This could be a Nexus problem. Okay, he gets the. He gets something.
What's he looking for? A vanilla.
I was going through my mind like, oh, what horrible things you could get, but it's a vanilla. Yeah, of course. And then if he puts on R&D, then she will have to use the Nexus twice to get into R&D.
Yes, it's a classic way to stop Nexus. Just put 2 vanillas in front of it.
It is the most hilarious way to deal with that kind of strategy. I mean, if all the paper clips are gone, then yeah, sure. Also, like if she de-reses then the vanilla with the Maxwell James, that would be also very disappointing.
That's true. But you put it on R&D, so it cannot be de-resed by Maxwell James.
Okay.
Maxwell James is only on remotes.
Yeah. Oof.
All the money in the world.
Yeah, and also look at her. So Steffi, if she doesn't have any paper clips, and he reses the vanilla, will Steffi cannot continue a run in that kind of situation?
I think in that instance you just bounce off of it.
Okay, runs on HQ, and he doesn't res.
Another archer.
Yep.
Okay.
All the archers.
So Steffi knows what's up.
Yeah, but also like he couldn't have rested the Tethonium. He is at 8 credits. Okay. Because that's kind of like his secret trap. Oof. This could go either way very quickly.
It's a very tense game. It would be really interesting if Steffi had like Film Critic. But
yeah.
What would a restricted card be? Mad Dash? Maybe?
I wonder, yeah. Oof. Marcellus also not having a lot of credit. Oh, he just drew, I think, an Atlas.
Atlas, yes.
Oh, so he gets credits now. So if she runs on HQ, he will be able to rest the Thonium. He could have rested technically last turn as well, but he would have forfeited an Atlas, and I think that's a tall order to ask for. Okay, so
it's uncharacteristically a patient playstyle that Marcellus is trying to do here.
Yeah. Okay. So rest. There we go. It's like, do you continue now? Oh, she checks out. Okay.
She just bounces off it for turning wheel counters. That's also something that you could do.
Yeah. I see this strategy. People are getting really, really creative with. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, she taps right into it. Yeah, she broke the archer with a nexus, and now she cannot break the Tithonium. So this is the thing that she was hoping for.
Trash program, which isn't a problem because she has no programs.
But then trash a resource
And the run. Yeah. And there goes the turning wheel.
Oh no. But it cost him 9 credits.
It did. So it wasn't a total loss.
No. And the Nexus is still safe, so she might be able to run an R&D next turn.
Unless that's another vanilla.
Okay, never mind. He just scores out, fast advances the standoff, gets... Wait, so the question is like if she wants to trash something, right?
Yes, which might actually be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think you really need the drip economy anymore, and forcing Marcellus to trash some of his ice, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to actually go for a stand-up. Yeah, she gets rid of the folding. He gets rid of remote ice. Oh, this is actually the stand-up working as intended. This is so good. I would actually...
I probably would have removed one of the Mr. Phones.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't go for it. She gives them the credits.
And a card. Okay.
So HQ is very well protected, but you could try to run an R&D, right? Oh no, that's an archer. If that's well, it's an archer. It doesn't matter. Like it's just like a trash program, and there's no programs anyway. And he would just forfeit an agenda. So maybe running R&D.
Yeah, Marcellus needs a second piece of ice to defend the remote. There's another employee strike.
The third one now. Running on archives to see what's
There's a Hunter
what's
Seeker.
happening.
Snare.
Oh, all of the cards.
More snares.
Such a good...
The problem that Marcellus has now is, if you remember, he's still holding an Atlas, which is, for the moment, safe in HQ.
HQ is very safe.
But he can't... What? Oh, man.
Okay. That's the second Tithonium. So now the drip economy is dripping away. But these were some expensive phrases. I mean, they all cost agendas.
If you can get one more barrier on the remote, then there's nothing really that Steffi can do anymore.
Well,
he sacrificed an Atlas to do that.
Okay, so
there we go.
Stunning more. Steffi might be locked out here. That's true. Drawing more cards. Maybe there's some answers in her deck. We don't know. I mean, we saw this EMP thing, so that EMP thing might save
That's
the day for
very true.
her.
I forgot about the EMP device.
Yeah. We don't know how many of those she has in her deck, but this could be maybe a solution.
I can't remember how much influence they are.
Yeah. Well, it's infection.
Oh, right, of course. I think my brain is still fried from this weekend.
Yeah, I understand completely. Yeah, me too.
I played.
And I haven't even played.
Yeah, at the King of Servers event, I played Sunny, so I would just see Nexus and Imagine and automatically go.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so Marcellus is considering his next move. Checks what she discarded. Man. Okay, she runs archives. There's defense in there, nothing that helps her, helps him. Okay, fast advances out the hostile takeover, right? So more bad pup for her. But with all this bad pup, she cannot really do anything, right? I mean, I feel like economy for her is not a problem right now. Even with diminished drip economy, she'll be fine.
Yeah. She's sitting on, I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 70 credits.
We need to create more overlays to get credits that high. She draws more cards, and well...
She needs to find some sort of answer.
There's a bit of a shrug happening on her side, so it seems like she's really struggling to find an answer here.
Can't quite see what she's discarding. It's like a daily cast.
There is a second Nexus, though. There's a second next. There's
But
third.
it's a console, so
No, but I mean, like if there's going to be like a hunter seeker situation,
right, yes.
she can still recover. I agree. Marcel has got to hold on to the hunter seeker, right?
how many points is he on now? 3. So if that's another Atlas,
No,
could it be another
he's at 4.
Atlas?
He's at 4.
It's a standoff, isn't it?
No, that's he sacrificed that for Tithonium.
Aha.
Okay, run on that. Okay, Tithonium.
And Steffi's just...
Oh, he rests it for credits, right? The mighty vanilla.
The mighty vanilla. There we go.
And then, does he win the game?
Yes,
No.
I think Steffi just conceded.
Okay, conceded from Steffi. Wow.
It was a very interesting game, though.
That's that's a matchup you don't see every day. I loved how Marcellus really you could tell that Marcellus plays a lot of Wayland.
Yeah.
He knows all of the tricks of Wayland.
Apparently, he's pretty well known for playing Wayland as well.
He is. Wayland is kind of his thing, and it's kind of amazing to you see all the different brands of Wayland, like Kill and but also like Rig, Trashy Rig and stuff like that. But it's all rolled into one.
The fast advance, the
rush as well. So that's something that's really fun to see from Marcellus. So that means Steffi will go in the lower bracket. I hope to see her sometime back. We're gonna, of course, show you a lot of games from the lower bracket. But Marcel's, from our very own Marcellus, will continue in the top bracket. So let's see about that. We will be back in a second with the next game. See you in a bit.